Is the Diablo 4 rework any good? I'm excited. Let's find out.
We're going to talk about the Diablo 4 rework. First thing we're going to do is explain how all of the mechanics actually function so we can be all on the same page. After that, I'll give you sort of my take or impressions on it. So let's go ahead and go. The Diablo 4 PTR rework for itemization, as well as the Helltide changes, as well as the pit are all out. We have spent a little bit of time since it has been out looking at it. So this is a first impressions video on what it feels like, as I'm getting that question pretty often.
Is it me or his face feels a little bit more meatier than previously? That's a strange way to put it, but is it?
The first thing we will need to discuss is the affix changes on legendary items. As you know, legendary items now only have 3 stat lines. They have been heavily simplified, so almost all of them are just like primary stats, like strength, max life, critical strike. There's nothing.
Yay, Diablo 3. I'm so excited to play Diablo 3 again because Diablo 3 was such a great success, said no one ever.
Anymore that's too weird. The weirdest ones are stuff like damage to close enemies, damage to distance.
Oh boy, 26. Yeah, this is literally Diablo 4, huh? No, not Diablo 4. Well, this is now Diablo 4. But yeah, this is Diablo 3. 100%. That's bad. That's really bad.
Enemies, chance to deal bonus damage, which is one of the new tempering ones, which is kind of cool. But other than that, they're much easier to understand and also calculate what it's actually doing for you. There are also new affixes, so Tempering allows you to take a legendary item and add 2 more stat lines on it, and as you're going to notice from this piece of gear, it has a little shiny star next to Strength. That is because it has greater affixes. There are now RNG on some of the stat lines having additional massive...
So this is effectively Ancient Gear from Diablo 3, I'm guessing? I never really figured out how Ancient Gear works because I quit the game long before that, obviously.
Rolls on it, and this one, for instance, hit that onto Strength. So you're going to notice, if I go to the weapons here, you'll see like Elemental Surge, chance to deal physical damage, fire...
Oh, interest. Dude, this lucky hit crap is insane. Okay, so you're telling me Blood Mist for Necromancers is gonna become perfect constant invulnerability and huge damage? Okay.
Fire damage, etc. Berserking, double swing.
Double swing size, whirlwind size, frenzy duration. Okay.
Size, whirlwind size.
I hate stuff that increases size. You know why? Because that means that the original size of the skill is bad.
Frenzy duration. For instance, I looked at the Druid. They have this for like pulverized size. So there is other cool affixes that they have added, which are explained decently in the line. So as far as the affix sides of things go, I find myself...
Whoa, wait a minute. That was big numbers. Bosch Cleave for... Okay. Yeah, Hammer Redemption size. Okay.
Oh, I find myself liking the new and reworked affix types. As far as the tempering, how it actually works, you just select what you want to temper. You get manuals from basically just playing the game. They will drop from like dungeons, etc. And these manuals will have different affixes that you can put on there. Look, I got damage to close enemies on this one. You can add 2 affixes for a total basically of 5 total. I'll just go Elemental Surge and see what we get here. You can skip the animation. We got 40% chance to deal 9.
So, again, you're essentially just rolling the dice for 2 additional stats, and your dice rolling becomes easier because it's more targeted. So that's essentially it.
19,500 flat lightning damage. Now, one thing I noticed is you can reroll the same one. So if I went here and did Elemental Surge again, there could be a chance to get lightning literally again, like just like that. You see it. But you can also see from this example that it rolled higher. So this might be so you can try to get a better roll of the same stat. But I did find it being a little annoying. You can roll the same stat just like enchanting, for instance, but not a big complaint. Now, the masterworking side of it...
Not a big complaint just yet, I would say.
For instance, I have this item right here. I've been masterworking it. Basically, it's just giving me...
6 Fury on kill. I told you this is gonna be shit. Again, no one is gonna... But, wait. It's absolutely crazy, in my opinion, how many Diablo fanboys are saying, oh, yeah, this on kill is amazing. What are you talking... Bro, who is gonna care about 6 Fury on kill? Who? No one, that's who.
Like a 5% bump in terms of stats across the board. This one went from like 76 to 77 strength, from like 860 HP to 900 HP on the.
Are you kidding me? 100% damage to distant enemies? What? What? Yay, I'm so happy. So essentially, yeah, this is beyond simplified now. Whoa.
Second rework, and then the 4th, 8th, 12th rework, one of these stat lines will be massively increased, and if you get lucky,
they should just remove resistances and add just one line, resistance as a whole in general, because probably having resistance types is also too complicated.
Maybe it'll hit on the greater affix one, and that's basically how the master working goes. But you're going to notice I have no obdicite, however you want to pronounce that, okay? Because you get it from the pit. So what is the pit? Let's talk about that and show that, and then show you the master working process. Okay, so you have this right here, the Porto Activator. You're going to activate the Artificer's tier. You can basically pick which tier you want to do here. Tier 6 being the last one we just did, unlocked all the way to tier 9. It unlocks it depending upon basically how fast you go through this, and this will give you the rewards in order to be able to allow you to masterwork. It's going to require one of like these rune shards, for instance. You can see here you get these Helltides, Legions, Nightmare Dungeons. We're going to talk about Helltides in a second because I think that's actually...
Okay, so you're telling me this is another useless currency. Okay. Okay, got it.
One of the cooler...
Oh, I'm in front of DM, sorry. Beep.
Parts of the changes. So let's just try running a, I don't know, a tier 5 here, just so we can get through this somewhat quickly. Opens the Porto, you log into the game here, which is now going to more or less run a Greater Rift. Now, I was a Greater Rift enjoyer in Diablo 3, so you might see some criticism that this is...
I was not. It was shit.
Basically, Greater Rifts. I like Greater Rifts, so for me, I think that's...
Yeah, the problem is not a lot of people like Greater Rifts.
Fine.
If Greater Rifts were fine, as long as you actually had the ability to, you know, like, play it like a decent tank. Not when zombies had 50 quadrillion HP and you needed 2 full DPS rotations with, you know, big cooldowns to kill one zombie.
Basically, you're going to go into a random area here. You're going to kill mobs. You're going to race against the timer to beat it until it's 10 minutes. If you die, you'll get a little bit of a time penalty, and then you're going to kill a boss. The maps are fairly short, and then you're going to go through a portal, which loads you into another random, like, rift here, and you're going to continue through this one until you either get to another portal or until you...
Dude, this is so cheap. You know, when they first announced this, the way that I understand this is going to work, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be like some kind of arena where waves happen. That would have been so cool. But instead, we got this. We got nothing.
You beat the map. All right, at the end of the map there, it's gonna give you this Guardian's Lair teleport. You're gonna click it. It's gonna warp you right in front of the path, basically, of a boss. And we're going to fight one of what is more or less a dungeon boss here. So we're gonna fight the dungeon boss. Give it 3, 2,
so it's a recycled boss, essentially. Great.
2, 1 here, and the dude will be dead, and then you'll see the rewards you get at the end of one of these pits. So there we go, he is dead. Now we get some legendary item rewards. We pick that up. You can see we get these stones, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Open up the chest, and now we get the obdicite, or however you pronounce that, and that is...
And they still want you to pick it up manually. Why? Why? The Helltides, you still need to pick up the cinders yourself. Why? Why can't they just change it? Everyone is so pissed just needing to walk over them.
What we're going to be using for master working. All right, so last one was a tier 5. This one's a tier 9, just to get more of these materials so I can show you the master working. Okay, and there's a tier 12 down, just trying to get more of these fragments here. That should just about be enough to show you the full master working. All right, so let me show you master working here. Let me move myself out of the way. So you have an item. Here's the item. You put it on here. See the stats. Click upgrade. Stats will go up. This is visual.
Wait, what did it say? 5%? All FX is increased. Oh, all FX is increased by 5%. Got it.
Click upgrade. Stats will go up. This is visual glitch of the blue item. Just ignore that here. It's PTR here.
So this has already one weakness, I can already tell you, okay? Since farming this resource is so tedious and long and whatnot, you're not gonna do this on any piece of gear that's not perfect, essentially, because why would you do it on a piece of gear that's not perfect? So yeah, this is, well, it's not a big issue, but it is a failure of design by default.
All affixes increased by 5% because that was one of the normal masterworking. You can see the Fury on kill went from 6 to 7 just on rank 3 there. Strength went up, life went up.
By the way, that's not 5%.
The stats went up just a little bit. Now I need to go get one more of these pieces to show you the tier 4 like massive upgrade. Okay. All right, we got the final pieces we need. So we take the item, you plop it in there, it goes to rank 4, which is going to, one of these stat lines is going to get like a Giga Chad buff. So basically we go here, we hit the button, bang, and which one do we get? Of course, it's going to do a little animation, which is cool, but then here you go. A random affix has been upgraded by 25% this time. So we look at it and we see the blue one is Resource Generation has now had a 25% of its previous stat buff. And that is why it is blue, for instance. So there you go. That's how the masterworking works. Okay, so that is item, affixes, tempering.
Okay, I mean, this is gonna be more fun than what it was previously, but again, previously we had nothing, and now it's gonna be something that farming durials is not rewarding enough, okay? That is the common sentiment of the common Diablo 4 player. Do you really think they're not gonna buff the drop rate of the Ober-Dober thingies by 1,000,000,000%? Because they probably will, because people are gonna complain, oh, it takes too long. And yeah, so again, all of these mechanics, even if they kind of seem fine for now, one, you're gonna get tired of them in a week or two, and well, 3, they're gonna get they're gonna get blizzarded, okay? Blizzard is gonna do that classic 1-2 and make this mechanic redundant because it's too hard to farm them. Yeah.
And masterworking. Now we're on the same page in terms of.
Also, the pit seems to be the new endgame. No one's talking about this, but considering the pit has literal hundreds of difficulty ranks, that means that the pit is the end game, which effectively means greater rifts are once again our end game. And you know what this means? If the pit is infinite, but people cannot push infinite, and that's illegal, obviously, that means that Paragon levels or a very similar thing should come back into the game. Because if the pits are effectively infinite, but we cannot effectively do infinite, people, as I have mentioned multiple times before, if they have the ability, if they see something that they can get but it's unobtainable, they're gonna get mad. So expect Paragon levels to soon be introduced to the game at this rate.
How that actually works in the game. Now let's talk about the Helltide changes, because in my opinion, Helltide's what I don't like most about the game. I just don't like farming living steel.
I don't like picking up cinders, and that's not gone.
But the new Helltide actually feels significantly better. It takes a lot for me to say that. So, the one thing that's improved is mob density. There's a lot more of it.
That's good.
You're going to notice there's like this GTA wanted timer in the top up here. And
I hope Rockstar sues.
As you are going throughout, this is going to ramp more and more and more, basically increasing the...
Look at that. Look at that. Look at the cinder. It's just dead. It's... Why? This is so frustrating, annoying, and no one likes it. But no, Blizzard's like, why would you want it to be picked up on? God, we need a purge.
Density. Now, I'm going to farm for a little bit because there's some random events that happen that I'm not going to sit here and make you wait for. But there's one in particular that's really...
By the way, currently the density doesn't seem that bad.
Cool. And there's also this big boss here in the middle that you can summon, sort of like the blood tide with the 3 pieces. So let me go.
Yeah, the blood tide part is good.
Do all these things and show you. Also, there does seem to be a lot more just of the random overworld events that happen during this. And
overworld events suck.
And density does seem to be, higher.
This looks kind of good. It's probably like kill stuff in the center. But you know what I hate? Because this is probably just one example of these events, right? The reality is, all of these events suck because they have a timer. No one wants to be told that now you need to wait 2 minutes until this thing ends. It's just dumb.
During this, I'm noticing mobs are kind of spawning on top of me all of the time, and I normally just absolutely hate doing Blood Tithe, I'll be honest, but this, it does feel a lot better.
This does look better
like,
also.
for instance, you see there it says the forces of hell grow infuriated. That's like your Grand Theft Auto star. I just gained another star, basically. Mobs are going to keep coming out of the ground, like more and more and more, etc. Okay, there it is. There's the cool worm. Look at this. So this big worm like shows up out of the ground and just belches out a ton of dudes. Happens kind of randomly, but I've had it happen like back to back, which is probably the coolest thing I've seen in the game in a long time. It's completely new. Just this huge worm comes out of the ground and just shits out a ton of these guys. The first time I was happening, I was like, oh man, that's really...
I can't tell if he... Oh, by the way, now will the cinders stay or will the cinders be reset after you leave?
really cool. Also, while I'm waiting on the next Helltide to spawn to show you here, I want to show you one other thing that I do rather like, which is there is now a far and standard camera option. So this is what it looks like normally. You see right here, we can barely see this Galavine at the bottom here. Okay. If I go here and I turn on the far camera, and then we go back, you can see the Galavine.
Holy! You got like 1 centimeter in each direction! Big!
Is now fully out. So you can kind of see the difference in terms of how close we are zoomed in. And once again, let me show you this difference here. There you go. So that's about the difference.
Well, far is probably way better, right?
Your character definitely is a little bit smaller. It is noticeable when you get in combat. So I like that. It'd be nice if it was even a little further out, but you know, I'll take what I can get. Also, when an item drops with an affix, you can see it on the gray there on the ground. It shows you the greater affix. It has one greater affix, so that is an easier way to identify.
Wait, what do you mean one greater affix? Does can it have more?
Identify it. So this is the ritual. And I mean, the mob density, that's a lot better. I mean, that's a lot like the Blood Tithe, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Maybe I'm not gonna play a Blown Spear Necromancer, but I'm gonna go for Blood Surge. Because, man, oof.
With the Blood Lures, brings them in. You
get no. It's finally time to play the Bone Necromancer.
A whole bunch of dudes. At least to me, it feels a lot better. I like the Blood Tithe, and now it basically just feels like Hell Tithe is basically the Blood Tithe. You don't have the chest to open with the keys, but you have basically the Seekers, you have more vents, you have the Blood Lures now, which are basically the hearts that you get from the chest. And then we have a boss here, the Blood Maiden, and people can help you summon these. And
oh, cool. So it's a reused boss. Nice.
Noticing that the minions that summon on top of you every now and then.
Well, it's not even a boss. I think this is just a basic mob.
Seem to summon for everybody. So if you have a bunch of people like stacked on top,
nice.
You're just getting like a significant amount of minions consistently spawning. All right, and let's see if we can kill the boss here. And then you can see black and femur drops. You can get some more boss pieces. I'm noticing that like living steel or distilled, like just random boss pieces tend to drop a little bit now. Oh, here's more, and okay, that's gonna actually be a problem. There's a lot of like the Bloodseeker dudes.
Yeah, this seems pretty cool.
Spawning. There we go.
So expect this to be nerfed because it's very clear that you're probably gonna be able to infinity farm this.
Down, a whole bunch of loot, and we got an exquisite blood, one of those, some legendaries, etc. All right, there you go. So that is the...
Oh, wait. We do actually see it, too. What the fuck? 2? I thought... So, everything can be a greater roll on these items? Or what the hell is going on here? I want him to pick up the ring and show
So
it.
that is the new Hell Tithe, basically.
Come on, DM, pick up the ring with it too.
Which definitely feels better than it used to. And you see,
pick it up!
Yeah, here we go.
Come on!
More dudes are spawning, etc. So the density is definitely up. Well, I just used salvage all items, thinking it would do rares, and it actually salvages all legendaries also. So that happened.
Also, by the way, yeah, you see the amount of shit dropping? I want a loot filter. Fuck you, Blizzard. I want a loot filter, okay? This is not less useless garbage dropping. This is the same amount of useless garbage dropping. I want a loot filter, you absolute inept barbarian company.
etc. So the density is definitely up. Rares, and it actually salvages all legendaries also. So that happened, including my masterworked items. So if that is something that carries over into the normal realm, be careful. Okay, so let's talk about how I feel about it. The items feel better, for sure. I mean, the affixes are definitely better. The Helltide's a big improvement.
No, I don't like this. I don't like the affixes. The fact that everything is effectively just, here's 20% more damage is bad. It's really bad.
I actually liked Greater Rift, so for me, adding a Greater Rift...
Again, I will probably enjoy this for 2 weeks when it rolls out, but after that, let's all have fun crying about how bad the game is once again, because I don't think you can avoid it.
System seems fine to the game. It feels to me like basically it's the 1.0 of Diablo 4. It feels like it's a decent base system that now can be built upon. What you're going to see is people are going to say things like it feels the same in terms of the gameplay. The core gameplay has not changed. You're going to be doing the same gameplay loops, which is you're going to be killing the same type of monsters with the same types of builds you have.
Okay. Well, no, the builds are going to change a bit. Now, I don't really know, can Diablo 4 recover from this? Because, again, what makes these games great, what makes Last Epoch great, what makes Path of Exile great, what even makes Torchlight great to a degree, is the fact that you can do different things with your builds, and there's different stats that you can combine, and it works great. But in Diablo 4, it's gonna be Diablo 3 all over again. Hey, here's plus 20 damage on your thing. Oh, wow, thank you. Here's 21 damage on... It's just effectively all damages. Because you need to understand, the line that says plus 200 strength is literally, by the way, mathematically the same as a line that says plus 20 damage. Because that's what it ends up being. The line that says plus 20 damage also is literally the same line as says 20 damage to charge. Because if you use charge as your base damage ability, congratulations again. So, every single line in Diablo 4 currently looks like it's just the summarization of damage, 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 damage. Maybe cooldown, but cooldown turns into damage anyway, so... Oh, and resource on kill. Yeah, that's gonna be great. It's so dumb, it's just so dumb in so many ways. It's crazy. Anyway, that was DM. He gave us a pretty good look into what madness truly looks like. Anyway, this was Quizzer Said. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye bye.